Alright, what's going on, guys? We're here with our Colosseum recap of week 6, 7, and 8. And we are currently sitting at 3-2 plus 2 going into these games. So, what's needed to clinch playoffs is 7 wins. But it's very likely you make playoffs with 6 wins. So we need to win half of our games left to make playoffs, most likely. And looking at this matchup, Landers Therian absolutely goes in versus this team. So, wait, did I say Therian? Oh, damn. Landorus regular goes in versus this team. Because Psychic Mega Venusaur, Earth Power Lele, Rock Slide Rotom, Earth Power Tarak, Earth Power Pex, Mienshao dies to anything I click, U-turn on Umbreon, Earth Power Rhyperior, which I don't think I need Chip for Frostlass, but with Chip it will die, I know that. Rock Slide Talonflame, and Musharn is the only thing stopping me from just completely 6-0ing with Landorus. But I struggle like hell to wall Tapu Lele and Terrakion, because my Psychic type's Latias, who is ass, and my Fairy type is getting bodied by a Stone Edge. So Lele, and then Lele, my Steel type is a Magnezone. So I have to run a set that takes hits from Lele, which is going to be a lot of fun. So basically, I EV'd out my Magnezone to take hits, and then Oko back, if I remember right, with Flash Cannon. It's either 2 at KO or Oko. And then let me check what Landorus Eye speed was exactly for. I don't really remember, to be honest. But it was haste. I actually do not remember what Lando speed was for. I'm probably just too lazy to EV it right. Then max defense, max HP Clef, because I need to check Mienshao and Terrakion with it. Magnezone and Incineroar are there to check Lele. Aerodactyl is a secondary win con because it tears through the team as well. And then Latias is just there to do a little bit of extra braking because Psychic, Shadow Ball, Surf breaks practically everything on his team, excluding Umbreon, which is my biggest problem going into this match, because I don't really have anything on my team to break Umbreon in the first place. Like, it is very likely I would have to pick Amon to take Umbreon down. So, going into the match, I know Umbreon's really the only threat on his team, the only defensive threat on his team, and he decides he wants to bring Mega Venusaur, Terrakion, Frostlass, Rotom Heat, Umbreon, Lele. So, this is about what I expected, I didn't really expect Rotom Heat or Frostlass. I expected more likely, like, Musharna and maybe Talonflame, or Musharna and Rotom Heat. So, I wasn't really that scared, because he had literally nothing for my Lando. My Lando just won, because it was Rock Slide, U-turn, Psychic, Earth Power. So Lando just wins this match. And I'm pretty sure that I lead out with Latias here, or Lando. I'm not positive what I lead out with. I decide I'm going to lead out with Latias because it is relatively free against everything he's likely to lead with. And I Shadow Ball, and I do a free 70% to this Frostlass. And he Ice Beams. I'm pretty sure he was Scarf as well and didn't expect my Scarf. Then I just click Shadow Ball again because he could go into Umbreon. I didn't really care because Clefable always comes in on Umbreon, and he does not have much to break Clefable with. Then from here, I probably just teleport out, because he doesn't want to stay in on a Clefable, which will always 1v1 Umbreon. Yep, and then I get in the threat, and he has to pick him on already. So I thought he would switch, because Psychic would absolutely nukes this thing if it isn't max Spadef. So he just knocks off after I U-turn, and I'm no longer AV Incineroar, which isn't the worst. And I just click Flare Blitz because I know nothing's really going to enjoy it, as his resist takes 30+%. I U-turn out from there, and I get back in Lando T. Oh no, I get in Mega Aerodactyl, because Mega Aerodactyl also should just claim one here. And I click DD, right? Oh no, I click Stone Edge and miss, which was not really all that unfortunate, because I would have ended up just switching anyways, and he clicked Swish. Nothing really happened that mattered. I just Moonblast, if I remember right, because I didn't want him healing this thing up. And then I get Curse Body, doesn't really matter all that much. He goes Mega Venusaur, and I think I just hard into Magnezone. He Power Whips, that really does not matter at all. I would not have taken much. And then he Earthquakes, I go into Lando. Then I Psychic. Crit does not matter, most likely, unless he is a very, very high amount of Spadef. But if he is Spadef, that means that he does not have a Mega Aerodactyl check. Then I just send in Incineroar again to take another hit. I U-turn out. Same old, same old. Get in, I think I send in my Latios, because I presumably should be outsped by that thing always. Baton Pass, knowing he's going to go into Umbreon. And I get in my Clefable, which he does not really break at this point. So I can just Moonblast spam pretty freely. But I realized that that's not going to break Umbreon. And he's Iron Tail, and he gets a defense drop. But I teleport, I go into my Magnezone, and I think I just Volt Switch straight out. Oh no, I try attack going for status, because a status would be really useful. He just switches out, and I don't really understand why, as try attack kills him. And I really didn't have much investment, so he was going to die there. Like, no matter what. I sack Incineroar, because this mon's dead useless at this point. And I just go into my Latios, if I'm correct. Force him back out. And I Baton Pass again to get momentum. Get into my Mega Aerodactyl, because I know Clef will not break this thing. And I just Stone Edge, see how much it does. He Foul Plays. I know that he is going to Protect here or Wish here. One of the two, so I just Stone Edge again. And he kills my Aerodactyl, and this game is over. Like, 100% over. My Clef is on enough to take any hit from Terrakion. My Landorus outspeeds Lele, unless it is Scarf. It also kills the Umbreon, and Umbreon was the only thing stopping Latios from cleaning at this point. I just Earth Power again, and this was a roll for him to kill that was decently in his favor, but not to the point where it's insane. And for some reason, Terrakion was slower than my Landorus. And I win this match 4-0. Then week 7's coming up. This matchup's dog shit. I have Landorus struggles with Lando T. Aerodactyl struggles with Lando T. And Finny. And Slazzle is really good against my team. Yanmega is really good against my team. Latios is really bad versus this team, because there's a Finny. He has really good checks to my entire team, and I have really poor checks to his team. So I go into this just like, goddamn, this sucks. I'm bringing to that match, what do you call it? Scarflando to outspeed, what was it? Probably Zero Aura. Or Salazzle. Probably both, actually. So that I just kill them and I don't have to worry about them. Then Specs Magnezone, because that's does decent damage to most of his team. I'm bringing Subroost Mega Aerodactyl with Edgequake, because that is decent versus team, and he has a lot of hazard options, so I need to have Roost, because my removal is trash. Suicune, Subscald Toxic, Protect. Same set I always bring, because the Mon's brainless. I'm 228 speed. This team I don't have the speed tiers of, so I don't remember why. Probably for Serena. No, Finny, I think. I think Finny. I think that's so I always outspeed Finny. Latios, Energy Ball, Ice Beam, Psychic, Baton Pass, so that I can just kill shit, because that hits everything on his team. And I'm Ice Beam over Draco, because Draco is nerfed by Terrain. And then I have my Clefable, because Clefable soft checks most of his team, and I kind of want Rocks up for Salazzle, and just overall chip on everything. So this matchup's trash. If he brings Yon Mega, I lose off lead. And he doesn't bring Young Mega, so that is definitely a bonus. But he brings Hariyama, which I really can't break. I will have to sack him on to break it. Then he brings Salazzle, Finny, Lando, Druddigon, and Zero Aura. Zero Aura is like the least of my problems here. So I'm looking at the whole left side of his team and just am like, shit, Lando T is a problem, which I knew it was going to be a problem in prep. Finny is really fucking annoying, and if it's CM Finny, he wins most likely, unless if he breaks my Magnezone, he wins if that's CM Finny. Salazzle Toxic stalls nearly my entire team. And Hariyama is a fucking problem. And Glare Spam also fucks me over. So I lead off with Landorus, because Landorus is a pretty free lead. He leads Landorus as well, so I just U-turn out. I reveal I'm not Life Orb. And he just clicks Rocks, if I remember right. Oh, no, he U-turns as well. He goes into his Zero Aura and already has a lot of momentum. I'm pretty sure if that was a bad play. I should have went straight back into Landorus, as he can't really hit Landorus. So I'm sitting here already at an extreme disadvantage. I Flash Cannon, I break his sub. I think I double to Lando here. I think I switch out to Lando here. Oh, no, I don't. I'm sacking my Magnezone already, and at this point, if that is CM Finny, I have lost. Because this is the only mon on my team that beats CM Finny. So I should not have let Magnezone die. I should have Flash Cannon and then went straight to Landorus. But Landorus comes in, and this is the only mon that checks me, so I Earth Power it, knowing that this is the only mon that checks me, and I expected to be Scarf U-turn, but I was severely wrong. And I paid for that with a Toxic. Then I just go out into my Clef as he clicks Toxic again, which I don't really understand, as Clef was my switch-in. I Heal Bell, I get off everything. He just taunts me so I don't get my Rocks up. And I'm like, this game is fucking over. But he does not click Calm Mind, which I'm very, very happy about. Because if he clicks Calm Mind, this game ends. Like, if he ever clicks Calm Mind in this game, the game is over. My Clefable actually should beat the Zero Aura 1v1 if I remember right, if he stays in. So he goes back into Finny as I just Moonblast again, because I don't want to let him get a free sub up. I get a special attack drop on Finny, so that really doesn't help me, and it doesn't really fuck him over. I just click Rocks again, because there's no point in clicking Moonblast, because it does nothing. And then he goes into this thing, and I have to give him a Mon or a Toxic on my Suicune. So I just go into my Latias. He gunk shots and misses, which could be worse. I think I just Psychic or Baton Pass. I just Psychic because it's claiming something. He outspeeds and U-turns because he was Scarf Toxic. And I just Ice Beam on it. I probably should have just Psychicked again. I switch out into Suicune because it's the only Mon that can actually do anything to Finny. And he special attack drops me. It doesn't really matter. Like, I guess Scald damage, but no, it really doesn't matter. I click Sub, and he taunts me. So this Finny, I really cannot break. And I'm just sitting here hoping he doesn't get good rolls on my substitute, or I'm fucked, until Terrain goes down and I'm able to Toxic. But now Terrain goes down this turn and I'm able to get Toxic off. So if he stays in, he is getting Toxic. He switches out knowing that, and I just Scald again knowing that he'd switch. I was hoping for a burn on this thing, but didn't get that. Oh wait, no, I was just still taunted. He goes for Rocks. I completely forgot this Mon got Rocks. I thought he was just going to start Glare spamming me already. And then I click Scald again, and he clicks Toxic, and I'm like, fuck. And I Toxic, and he goes into Finny, and I'm just like, shit, this game's over. I can't really do much. I haven't played the best, and I have a shit matchup. I really have so little for Finny, and my one Mon that can actually do anything to Finny has no recovery, and loses to half his team. I just Moonblast again, and I get a special attack drop. He goes into Landorus. I think I go into Suicune here, because I needed to take a hit from that Mon, and I did not want to, and he knew that my Latias was slower now. He just U-turns out, does 20%, and he gets in a Finny. I can't do shit. I Toxic, because Landorus is what was in front of me. I actually get a Toxic off on the Finny this time, which is huge. And I now need to get a Heal Bell off, and I want to get a Wish into Suicune. Wait, no, I was Soft-Boiled Clef. What am I talking about? I now need to get a Heal Bell off, and I need to start getting Leftovers recovery with Suicune. But this is still going to be a very tough one. And Hariyama is still a pain in the fucking ass. I Moonblast, and yeah, now I have to pivot into Hariyama. So I just sack my Suicune because it really was just fodder to most of his team. But I actually stay alive for this turn, and I just throw off a Scald, I think. Yeah. I knew he'd go back into this thing because there's no other play that's logical, because going to Zero, you could get burned. I just go back into Clef because I have nothing for this Mon. Double into Latias, expecting Salazzle, but he would always taunt first. So I should probably Moonblast into doubled. I just Energy Ball because I have to. and my Latias is now dead, and Hariyama wins. There is nothing around it. The second Hariyama gets in, it wins. I take his Lando because Psychics are now free, but I can't really. It doesn't really matter because this thing comes in and he starts glare spamming, which I don't necessarily understand because I was never staying in there and he knows I'm not Life Orb, so I couldn't have killed. Again, I should have probably doubled expecting that because he wasn't Infinity, but not much I could do. He clicks DD here, which I wasn't really expecting DD Salazzle. He misses Iron Tail, which sucks. Definitely saved me some differential. Now, Druddigon comes in, and I can't do shit because he just is going to glare spam. He glares my Mega Aerodactyl, which is the less of important mons to not be glared. And this gets full powered, which hurt about as bad. Which hurt pretty damn bad, because I could have won if I didn't get full powered. I genuinely could have won. But at this point, there's nothing I'm doing. I try and heal Bell, I think. I'm just going to click Moonblast now because that's all I can do. And I've basically lost because Hariyama comes in and it's claiming something. Because Heavy Slam will kill Clef from this range, so I sack my Aerodactyl, which was really my only play. Ice Punch, I guess, makes sense, although Heavy Slam would have still killed both my mons left. And he could have always went into the fucking thing. I click Psychic, and that doesn't kill, and I'm fucked. I was already fucked, but yeah. Sucked a lot. Matchup was dog ass, and I played like genuine shit. Again. So I'm now sitting at 4-3 plus 3, I think, after that. So going into week 8, I want to win this game. I have a good matchup. I need to win at least another 2 games to most likely make playoffs. So I just want to win this one. I want to get at least one of the wins over with already, because this is the best matchup I'm going to have for the rest of the season. So, Incineroar kills every single mon on this team, except for Salamence. So I'm bringing Bandit Incineroar, screw it. And, yeah, that's basically the first thing that went through my head, I think. No, the first thing that went through my head was DD Mega Arrow, because DD, Crunch, EQ, Stone Edge kills everything. Mega Arrow plus Incineroar plus Lando kills everything on this team with ease. Then he struggles to break Clef. Magnezone's decent here. Latias did nothing, so. And then Suicune walled everything that Clef kind of struggled with, being Copper Asha and Stakataka. Unless he clicks Power Whip with Copper. But Copper isn't really the biggest threat here. Going into the game, I probably expected, like, Mew, Nape, Mence, Jellicent, Piloswine, and, like, maybe Copperajah or Stakataka. So, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to win this just from matchup. And he brings Whimsicott, Copperajah, Salamence, Mew, Piloswine, Obstagoon, which I'm perfectly fine with because Infernape was his biggest threat to me offensively, and Whimsicott is free Incineroar fodder. So I'm completely fine with what came. And I'm I'm just gonna lead off with Incineroar because it 2-hit KOs Piloswine, and it 2-hit KOs to Okos everything on that team excluding Salamence, which is not a lead. Well, shouldn't be a lead. So I lead Incineroar, and I'm just gonna hit something. He leads Piloswine like I expected, and because I got the Intimidate off, he will not kill me, and CC is pretty free. I do 76%, 75, I can't read. And I switch out into Magnezone, because I felt he could have went Mence, or he could have went into Whimsicott. I probably should have went into something else, but I didn't. I just go Arrow here, and I Crunch, because I didn't want to take the chance of him being Tangaberry and still having to sack him on and taking extra chip on Lando. Because I would have had to take I would have taken 2 hits from, Rocks. And I just go into Clef. He sends out Whimsicott instead of Copper, which I'm very happy about because I misclicked Clef there. I go into Incineroar because it's Whimsicott's fodder to it. I U-turn on the Piloswine, and Piloswine's dead. I'm now up 5-4, and he's in a really bad spot against Clef. I just eat that close combat with my Magnezone because this Mon's garbage. Volt Switch, Mon takes 70% of its health, basically. And Lando's in, and he has to pick him on. He goes Whimsicott, which I just U-turn on, because there was no point in staying in, because now this Mon's going to claim something. And I think I just Flare Blitz. Yep. And that's the first Mon he gives me. Then, instead of going into Salamence, he goes Obstagoon and Bulks up. I don't know why he clicked Bulk up, because this Mon was fodder at this point, and he went Copperajah after instead of Mence. And I've won at this point. He cannot break my Togekiss no matter what my Clefable, no matter what he does. And he gets his weakness policy, he DDs, I'm just like, oh, cool, I guess. Now, let me send him my Clefable, and you can't do anything. And I just protect on the fly, just in case he crits or something. And then I Moonblast, because I know he can't keep clicking fly, because I will win the PP Star Wars. And Week 8 is done, and I win. I am now 5-3 plus 6, and I'm doing pretty good. I'm in a very good spot for playoffs. Like, I have to win 2 of 3 games to 100% make playoffs. I have to win 1 of 3 games to most likely make playoffs. So I'm confident about my spot. And I don't think I have the worst matchups in the upcoming weeks. But yeah, we're in a spot to make playoffs, and we're actually doing quite well. And so, after Week 8, upcoming is Week 9, 10, and 11, the last 3 weeks of the season. You will see if I make playoffs or not in the next recap video, and I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time.